Hello everybody, my name is Finn and welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while, but we're back. Like I said last time, I'm going to be doing videos once a month now instead of once a week, but I figured today would be the perfect day to come back, because today, Wednesday, November 20th, is Transgender Day of Remembrance. So I figured, why not make a video of trans characters in media? I wasn't really sure entirely what to do for today's video, but then I was like, there's a lot of trans characters in media, and honestly though, this video would be way too long if I tried to do all of them, so these are just sort of my favorites from throughout different games, shows, books, stuff like that. So, beginning with, I tried to go alphabetically with this, but a few of them went a little, we're starting with Alak Kazic from Hunter x Hunter. They're the younger sister of Killua. They're adorable. They really don't appear all that often in the show, but yeah, they're trans, which is really cool. Their gender identity is female. They're transgender, and their pronouns are she, her. Next, Ayama Mizuki from Project Psyche, which I actually played that game, so that's pretty fucking cool. So they are gender queer and transgender. Their pronouns are they, them, or she, her. They use either. And they're in the game. They're a member of the band Night Chord at 25. I don't usually play as them, but still, it's cool to know that. I don't usually play their band. I'm much more a fan of Vivid Bad Squad. If anybody who watches me actually plays Project Sekai, it's a rhythm game. Next, Bridget. Possibly my favorite character, my favorite trans character from anything. My main in Guilty Gear Strive. I think any trans person probably knows Bridget. Their gender identity is female, they're trans, and their pronouns are she, her. Next, Cagliostro from Grand Blue Fantasy. I don't really play a lot of Grand Blue Fantasy, but seeing that there is a trans character in that game is really cool. Some of these I didn't actually know were trans, but I knew the character, so I added them to the list. Their gender identity is female, obviously. She, her, and they're transgender. Next, we've got the character Goth from the book series Boyfriends. Well, it's a book series and web comic. There's a ladybug on my thing. Their gender identity is male. They're transgender, and the stuff I used for the source I used, for not all characters, but for some characters, included their sexual identities. So for him, I included his, which is asexual, and his pronouns are he, him. Next, we've got Karu Anisagi from Idolish 7. Their gender identity is female. They're transgender, and her pronouns are she, her. There was one character that I was thinking of including, being the main character from the show Heavenly Delusion, but technically it's never really stated if they are trans, because it's kind of like, it's kind of weird, because they're in the body of a woman, but like they are a man technically, which, yeah, that's transgender, but like it's it's weird. They were eaten by a monster in the show, and then they woke up and they were in their sister's body. It's weird. You should watch it if you guys have the time. Uso Psyche from the Disastrous Life of Psyche K. Pretty good show. His gender identity is male. He's trans. Oh, I didn't include his pronouns. I don't think those were on the source I used. Maybe that's why. I don't know. But his sexual identity is asexual, and his romantic identity is aromantic. Psyche is pretty cool. I need to rewatch that eventually. This is a character I feel not a lot of people will know, but this is Nakahara Misaki from the book series I'm in Love with the Villainess. They're not really like a main character. They are actually, they only appear in this flashback chapter, in this whole chapter, where it was just a flashback in the second novel. And then this is just how she looks in the manga. Where now he's a male, he's a trans he, him, straight. It was kind of funny in the book. He was part of a love square with the main character. I kind of like that. Sadly, he killed himself in the book series, which is very sad, and is why he's on this list, because we got to remember him. This one surprised me a little bit, but Mad Mew Mew from Undertale is trans, apparently. She is, her gender identity is female, and she's transgender, and her pronouns are she, her. I didn't know she was trans. Mostly because I never really fought her in Undertale. I never played Undertale on the Switch. Next, Mahiro Oyama. Now, this one's a little controversial, whether or not they're actually trans or not, because they never specifically state if they are. Because in the story, he's like drugged by his sister and transformed into a woman, but then over time he grows used to the form and likes it. So a lot of people say that she's trans, but in my headcanon, I think they're just gender fluid, and then they just use both. But yeah, because they do, like, in the book series, they do like switch occasionally between being very feminine and being very masculine. I'm trying to be very masculine, but it's hard to be masculine in a tiny 13-year-old female body. And by the way, this character is from Onima, the manga series Onima, I'm Now Your Sister, which also has an anime if you're interested, if you haven't watched that. Next, Makoto Sayotomi from My Girlfriend is a Trans Girl. Their gender identity is bigender. They're trans, and their pronouns are she, her. Next, this one is also a very popular one. I think everybody knows. Anyone who watched my earlier videos when I first started this channel, I did like 2 different videos on this game. Celeste. Madeline, the main character of Celeste, is transgender, female. Her pronouns are she, her. Next, Hani Zoey from Attack on Titan. This one honestly kind of surprised me because I did not know that they were trans. But yeah, they are genderqueer. Their gender expression is transgender. They're bisexual, and they go by she, her, they, them, and he, him pronouns. It's kind of interesting. Because it's never really talked about in the series, but like, it's kind of interesting to know, to really notice, like, it's like when you know it, it's kind of easier to notice certain things that show that they are. I think maybe it was more noticeable in the books, in the manga, but that's about it for that. Next, Sally Mae from Hell of a Boss. Yeah, I think anyone who watches Hell of a Boss knows that they're trans. Gender identity female. They're transgender, and her pronouns are she, her, but she's also a lesbian. It's pretty cool. I hope we get new episodes of Hell of a Boss soon. Apart from, although the last episode that came out a few weeks ago is really good. And last, I think we have one more character after this one. Testament from Guilty Gear. I don't remember, I should have included which games they show up in, but this is their Strive outfit. They're my second main in Guilty Gear Strive. Their gender identity is agender. They're trans, and they use the pronouns they, them. It's actually, this might be a little bit weird, but I specifically started maining them because they were agender. And now I want to freaking cosplay them. I think it would be fun to cosplay Testament. I've got a lot of stuff in my Amazon cart. I'm just gonna buy a bunch of different like pieces of clothing and alter them to make them more accurate. Next, Sailor Uranus. This, surprisingly, it was not on the wiki that I was using, but I think we all know that Sailor Uranus is non-binary. It's stated in the show. At least in Sailor Moon Crystal. Well, she is stated as being non-binary. But, like, she's not male or female. It's pretty cool. So, yeah. She's also a lesbian. She's dating Sailor Neptune. One of my favorite characters from Sailor Moon. Anyway, in conclusion, guys, I'm not entirely sure what video we're going to be doing next month. Possibly something funny. Honestly, I might take next month off for Christmas. Because I'm trying to get a lot of work done for my college. But anyway, I wanted to make this video mostly because of the news earlier this month. I wanted to say that I wanted to make a video earlier on in the month for this, but I couldn't figure out what to say. But Trump can suck it. And remember that no matter what happens over the next 4 years, as long as we all stick together and fight, nothing bad will happen to us. Well, that's not necessarily true, but no matter what happens, as long as we stick together, we will. Everything will be okay. See you guys in the next video, which I'm not sure when, but bye.